All right, everybody. Welcome to Marked by Wrestling and welcome to NXT. Show's about to start, and we've got quite a fun show planned for tonight. So, we've got a women's North American title match. We've got Nia Jax in the house tonight. We've got Inamura and Lorenzo. We got plenty of action. So, and plenty to discuss as it's obviously been a very eventful few days. So it's been a lot to talk about. So maybe we'll discuss some of it tonight as everything comes through. But as it stands, we are here ready for NXT to start, and we're here in the NXT arena, as always, in Orlando. Orlando. Is that what I called it? Well, happy National Oyster Day to you too, Zach. Oh, we're starting off with Blake Monroe. And here she comes to the ring. She is scheduled to be in action tonight, obviously. I'm trying to remember who she's facing tonight because it's a pretty well announced card ahead of time. Kelani Jordan. So I think this could really steal the show tonight. Hey, Sophie, glad you could join us. Zach, I also said hi to already. Sophie, Anthony, good to see you, my friend. Glad you're here. Yeah, so as we've got Blake Monroe entering the ring and getting our first matchup ready to go, I think we could have quite a contest here between Blake and Kelani. We'll see what happens. Catch up on a few comments while Kelani makes her entrance tonight. Sophie with a few questions. Yes, sir. NXT time, Anthony. Hope you're excited. Oh, and Blake goes right for the kill right at the beginning, but we're starting out fast paced. Would you look at that? Maybelline as a sponsor. I never thought I would see Maybelline as a sponsor in a WWE ring. But hey, times are a changing. Sophie, I'm gonna star a couple of your comments and come back to them in the commercial break. But yeah, everything's fine. I just wasn't available to be around for Raw last night. We just had some scheduling conflicts, but everybody's okay. But wasn't going to miss NXT. We've always got that on lock here at Marked by Wrestling. So hopefully I can be around. So I should be streaming 2K tomorrow, and then also, Lord willing, we'll get SmackDown on Friday, barring any major disruptions. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Blake and Kelani are trying to move at a second speed. So, oh, hi, Angela Lockwood. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad you're here. So, yeah, we're here to do an NXT watch along. And we've got Blake Monroe and Kelani Jordan going. There's a split screen right now. Someone has arrived at the arena in red pants and black boots, and they are not showing us who it is. So I'm very curious who that might be. But Angela, welcome to the channel. And by the way, any new first-time viewers, I'm happy to have you here. Please feel free to join us, like, subscribe, and check out any other videos. I'm hoping to get some more non-live stream videos out sometime soon. It's just been a little bit of a chaotic time in our house. Tyrell Breed, I see you in the chat as well. Good to see you. Looking at the size of those legs, Sophie, I'm guessing it's not Brock, but who knows? Who knows who it could be? Because we also ended last week with Tony D'Angelo and the screen going to black at the end of the show. Like he had the last scene. and it looked like someone approached him. So we'll see. Honestly, Angela, far more likely to be Seth than Brock, just based on the profile, as to who it is. So you might be hearing a channel mascot here in the background, greeting someone at the door. All right. So anyway, yeah. So we got things going. You wished Seth would have cashed in if Gunther won instead. You rather him cash in on Gunther than Punk instead? Is that just because you're a Punk fan, or what? Because I mean, the story was absolutely there for Punk. Seth to cash in on Punk for sure. So I mean, even though it was a nice surprise for everybody, it was absolutely understandable. So. Excuse me. All right. So Kelani going up top, though, trying to do some damage here on. Oh, my gosh. And Blake absolutely caught her with a headbutt on the way down. And running knee right there. And, I thought Kelani was done for there. So there we go. Uh-oh. I wonder if it was Jordan Grace. Yeah, Jordan Grace is here. Oh, it was her. It was her who arrived. And now Blake is running. Jordan has got a neck brace on. And Blake is headed for the hills. She's run straight out into the parking lot. She's running right into the vehicle Jordan arrived in. And it's a rainy day in the NXT parking lot. Jordan absolutely absolutely angry. And Kelani's going to win this match by countout because Blake has left the premises. She ran right out of the parking lot and into the first vehicle she saw and drove right off. So Kelani Jordan wins by countout. Not exactly the most satisfying thing, but yeah. Oh, Anthony. Okay, it has been storming there. It looked like it outside. So we got Chase U here, who is going to be taking on Hank and Tank tonight. All they did was politely ask for a title shot, and Hank and Tank was like, sure, guys, why not? And we're going to have a tag title match tonight between Hank and Tank and Chase U. Something I didn't know that I learned about this within the last week. Uriah Connors, the guy on the right in the jacket for Chase U, is actually the son of Finley. I can't see it at all, but he's a Finley. So I saw a photo of like Charlotte Flair, Lexis King, Uriah Connors, and someone else now who I can't remember, but all like in the Performance Center training together, and they just took like a group photo together, and they were all second generation guys. So it's pretty wild. Ava, thank you, Anthony. Yes, it was Ava. She was the fourth one, and so Uriah Connors, son of Finley. It sounds like the third El Grande could be Tyler Bate. Yeah, I heard that. I'm telling you what, man, if you have a faction of El Grande Americanos and it's Kaiser, Pete Dunne, and Tyler Bate, that honestly sounds like a lot of fun to me. As far as I'm thinking. Finley, he's been there for a while. Connors has been there for a while. Real quick, Sophie said a couple things before the show started. I just wanted to address one. Just you didn't understand people who dislike SummerSlam as a whole. I honestly don't believe that many people dislike SummerSlam as a whole. And people who say they are, I think are just mad about Brock coming back. And like, I'm not going to tell anybody how to feel about Brock coming back, but you weren't watching the show if you think SummerSlam was bad. I mean, it was a great PLE, and it was far better than WrestleMania. And yeah, the first night was good. and the second night was great. There was not, I don't think there was a bad match personally on night 2 at all. I don't know if there were any bad matches at all, but like I thought every match on night 2 delivered, even if the crowd did not hold up their end of the bargain, because they really didn't. They really didn't do right by Becky and Lyra, who really went all out. So there's that. Also, Sophie asks your thoughts on every major PLE going to a 2-night format in the future. The next one sounds like it'll be a Survivor Series. Yeah, I'm sure starting next year they might do it to another group. So here's the thing. On the one hand, I'm thinking, oh man, that's a lot of wrestling. But two, you've already got people who were complaining that, like, for instance, LA Knight and Penta and a couple others were left off of SummerSlam. Well, what do you think is going to happen if the other PLEs, the other big PLEs, don't go 2 nights as well? Like, that's just going to ruin that's just going to keep people off the card, because they're not doing 12 match shows like AEW does in one night. So like you either have, or you have to be okay with there being more 2-night shows, because if you want your favorites to be on the show, then there needs to be more room for them to be there. And the Royal Rumble doesn't count as far as I'm concerned, because you shove 30 people in the ring. And so, like, you know, Tozawa and Otis get on that show. And no disrespect, those guys are awesome, but you know, they're not high on the card, obviously. So anyway, so you know, as long as they can figure it out, I don't hate it. It's a little challenging to keep up with at certain times of the year, but you know, SummerSlam was the only other 2-night one this year. So Survivor Series is just going to be 1 night this year. So we'll see what happens. Although I'll say this, so like, you know how they did the TLC match this year at SummerSlam, and how the Wyatts came out and it was broad daylight and it looked kind of weird. Well, Survivor Series is going to be in San Diego. So it's going to be daylight for almost the whole show, because it's going to be outdoors in a baseball stadium. And I don't believe the stadium in San Diego has a roof. So I'm not for it. 12-match card gives me Mania 35 PTSD. Exactly, Angela. That was the only WWE show I fell asleep for. I remember watching, I think it was maybe the Baron Corbin Kurt Angle match. I know I fell asleep and completely missed the Bobby Lashley Finn Balor match. And I woke up and one of the women, either Charlotte or Becky, were making their entrance. So, yeah, it was a lot. And I'm a huge, you can tell I'm a huge wrestling fan. So if that stuff's putting me to sleep, it's too long. It's too long. Yeah, Sophie, I heard, immediately people were saying Brock might retire at SummerSlam next year, because it'll be in Minneapolis, where, you know, kind of his stomping grounds, even though he lives like in Canada or something now, or South Dakota or something like that. But would be a good place for him to have his final match. And the Brock thing too, like, I'm not going to get into the legalities of stuff, but like, I don't think Brock's going to be holding a title during this time. He'll have some high profile feuds, you know, Cena. Maybe he will fight Cody again, or Punk or somebody, you know, but I'm not that worried about it. Maybe Roman even, but I'm not all that worried about it. Yeah, a 2-night Rumble in Saudi Arabia. I think that's a lot. That's a lot to ask. I'm sure they'll probably get that taken care of probably the following year. Man, Chase U is trying for the sneaky win right away. I didn't even look up to see what happened to Tank, but Hank is battling by himself right now. And Chase U is really a house of fire right now, doing a lot of double team moves. The Death Valley driver into a powerbomb tandem move, only gets 2 though on Hank. Tank still struggling to get to his feet on the outside. Crazy stuff. Man, okay, flapjack splash. All right. Hands being thrown back and forth between Tank and Uriah Connors. Hey, Mod Father. Good to see you, man. Thank you for joining the chat tonight. Glad you could stop by. Yeah, I imagine we'll find out about Brock's relation to Cena's face turn, if that is the reason or if it's something different. Oh, man. Kale Dixon with a huge dive outside and drops both Hank and Tank. I tell you what, man, Chase U, they're wrestling like they're super competent in the ring now all of a sudden, which is a little different. It's wild. Crowd behind Chase U right now too. Hank drops Connors, Hong Kong, and Connors eats the Hong Kong instead of Kale Dixon. Roll up, nope. Pushes him right into Hank, and they hit him with the finish. Oh, shoulder was up. Wow. The ref came down for the 3 count, and Tank stopped Connors from interrupting the count, but they said Dixon said Dixon got his shoulder up. It was very disjointed. Double avalanche, Hong Kong. They're going to hit their finish again. And Hank and Tank retain. That was a fast match. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Teflon Don. Much obliged, much appreciated. I tell you what, man, it was that was a good match. It was fast. It was fast paced. It seems like they might have botched the finish and did it over again. Oh, lights are out. I think Dark State's here. Yep, there they are. Dark State. And they're coming down to the ring this time. And both teams are in the ring. Chase U and Hank and Tank. And they are jumping everybody. Yeah, I have a feeling we're getting Heat Wave. I have a feeling at Heat Wave we're getting Hank and Tank versus Dark State. And they just gave the Yeet powerbomb there to Tank. Yeah, Dark State absolutely now coming for the tag titles. They didn't have to say it, but they just attacked the tag champs in the middle of the ring. Fatal Influence backstage.
Hello, JC. I have been personally sent here to give you a message that this week will be the last week you are the TNA Knockouts champion. You see, the beautiful, the gorgeous, and stunning Miss Ash by Elegance is going to beat you for the title this Thursday.
On Impact this week, JC Jane is defending the TNA title against Ash by Elegance. So, yeah, I think you're right. I think we can Jordan at Heat Wave. I think we get Dark State and Tank Heat Wave. Um, we might get Javon and Oba at Heatwave as well. And I might need to get a new router because my stream is giving me fits. So they're continuing to treat Jasmine Nix like she's the lowest on the totem pole, like out loud. I mean, they ain't wrong. She's starting to notice it. Tavion and Myles Borne chatting it up backstage. Both of them no longer a part of No Quarter Catch crew. Okay. And we have gone to commercial. Yeah, Sophie, I mean, that's one positive I see if they're willing to do that is give all those young, hungry talents a shot at Brock. If he's willing to do business with him, I absolutely want to see Braun Breaker do that. And bye, guys. Yeah, all those people you mentioned, Sophie, all of them. Yeah, so I don't think we'll ever, not ever, but I don't think anytime soon we would see a 2-night NXT show. Yeah, I don't think that's necessary in any regard, because NXT books their shows super well, and so I just don't think they're in a position where that's required of them. You know what I mean? Now I'll say this. Yeah, they did tease Gunther and Brock in the Royal Rumble a couple of years ago, which was really cool. And then they've also, let's see, they did. I think there's other talents basically that have a good shot at Brock as well, if they want to go that route. But depends on how much. Probably depends on how much Brock wants to do as well. You know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I wouldn't say the Cena heel turn meant nothing. Yeah, I wouldn't say that at all. Yeah, I'm ready to see Oba. I'm ready to see Oba get some fresh competition. So would be great. Honestly, I see what you're saying about Roman and Cody 3, Sophie, but I would rather I would much rather see, because I don't know how many matches we've got left in Roman at this point. Because he seems to be drifting away from WWE, from wrestling, period, more and more. I would rather him have his match at WrestleMania against Seth. I'd rather see that. Face turn absolutely did come out of nowhere. It was abrupt. I'll give you that. But I think, well, I mean, I've said it before. I blame The Rock. I mean, they clearly thought they had an idea to book things with leading into WrestleMania. Hey, Shamanica, how are you? So good to see you. And that plan ended up being nothing. And so now they have to, pivot around. I do think we might see Roman and Punk pretty soon, actually. They seem to be coming to a head, especially after Monday. So we'll see what happens. All right, we're coming back from break here. Let's see what we got. The culling backstage. Tatum Paxley, by the way, taking on Ruca tonight for the North American Championship. And tomorrow, if you guys are around, I'll be streaming WWE 2K25. And in doing so, I'm going to have a tournament for the undisputed WWE Championship, the one from 2002 like to 2005, the belt that Eddie Guerrero wore and JBL wore, that one. So we'll be doing that. Thea Hale, she's going to a coffee shop for some reason. She's supposed to be facing Nia Jax tonight. Are you just going to leave that cannoli on the table, girl? Dang. Don't leave a cannoli just sitting around. All right, and here comes Myles Borne. In action. He'll be taking on Lexis King, who's accusing him of faking his deafness, which is a weird angle. Let's see. Tyrell Breed asking, have I ever played Resident Evil 4 2005? It's been a very long time, but yes, I have played it. It was fun. Resident Evil is not really my go-to video game series, but that game was fun. Yeah, I know. I'd give Jay a hard time. I don't know where he was last night. Probably just, looking up at the ceiling or something, hanging out. A tag or a fatal four-way at Paris, Angela asked. That's a good question. I think we could end up with a six-man tag. LA Knight, Roman, and Punk against the Division. Because how do you determine who faces Seth? Triple threat match, I guess. But they're going to give us one of those on Raw? That would be pretty cool if they did. But I don't know about that. Here comes Lexis King, his sliding throne coming into the arena. And he's down to Trunks now. Okay. You know what? I haven't actually seen any of the Resident Evil movies. I haven't seen a ton. I don't know. I guess I haven't seen a ton of video game adaptation movies. I have seen some, but I haven't seen. I wouldn't say I've seen many of them. So I don't know. Randy Jr., Angela, you're absolutely right. Yep. He's got all the hallmarks of a miniature Randy. He hasn't put anybody in the head yet, but there's still room for growth. All right, we're starting off with Lexis King and Myles Borne. I would assume Myles Borne takes this one. Lexis King doesn't really string together much of a win streak on NXT, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, Sophie, I would say making a good video game adaptation is pretty tough. He does have the drop kick, Angela. Absolutely, he does. Yeah. There's a small dueling chant here. It's mainly cheering for Myles, but there's a small Lexis King response. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I know, Anthony. I saw that. And I don't know why that weirds me out a little bit, because for the majority of his career, his father, Flying Brian Pillman, was a trunks wearer. He only went to tights when right before he left WCW, when he became a horseman, and then that time in WWE. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Oshigoroshi. Yeah, I do remember TJ Hooker, Sophie. I never watched it. It was a little before my time, but I am familiar with it. It launched a few stars in that era. I think William Shatner was in it, and I want to say Heather Locklear and maybe somebody else. Well, all in their younger days. Oh man, double stomp by Lexis King while Myles Borne's in the Tree of Woe. Tree of Woe. Oh boy. Oh, TJ Hooker's getting a movie remake. Interesting. I wonder if that's a response to the Naked Gun. A lot of people are talking that up. I saw it over the weekend. I thought it was funny. And there's not a lot of really good comedies that make it to movie theaters anymore lately. Most of them come to Netflix and stuff, and those are pretty good. I don't want to imagine a Jelly Roll version of Randy Orton's theme. I appreciate Jelly Orton. I appreciate Jelly Roll's passion for wrestling. I really do. But I don't like his voice for Randy's theme. They could contract him to do a theme for another wrestler. Like I could see him doing a theme for AJ Styles, or back in the day when FTR was in WWE, he could have done one for them. Not for Randy though. Or better yet, it could be one of those. It might work if it was one of those things. Remember in like the he sure did, Angie, man, and he died on that table spot, man. He just like dropped right on him. Props to Jelly Roll for taking those spots. So I like Becky's new theme. I thought it was really good. Now let's see. I remember, I want to say in the early 2000s, WWE made a CD, or they made an album where they had covers of their theme music, and maybe they'd come down to the ring with the new version for like 2 or 3 weeks before they reverted back because they were just trying to sell the album. I wouldn't mind them doing something like that with Jelly Roll, maybe, but I wouldn't want it to be a permanent change. Shmonica asked what my favorite match was from night 1 and night 2 of SummerSlam. It's a great question. Night 1, it was Roman and Jay versus Braun and Braun. By far, I think they just brought the heat so much to open up the show. And Roman, man, Roman was working so motivated. I hadn't seen Roman fly around like that in a long time. I was really impressed by that. So that was my favorite match of night 1. Night 2, I want to say I'd like to say TLC, but honestly, I thought Cena Cody was fantastic. I yelled a lot at a lot of the spots in TLC, but as a full-on match, dude, like, no, Cena and Cody really delivered. Cena coming back as his old self was a really wise decision. And also, I think, we got to give Cody a lot of credit because he went through that match and the crowd was firmly behind Cena, which of course they would have been, right? Especially like it's the old John Cena. But by the time Cody got that 3 count, the crowd was cheering for him. And that is an absolute win right there. And that's why Cody is the face of the company now. So, yeah, I'm absolutely for that. Love that match. I did like Gunther and Punk as well. Sophie, I did like that match. That was probably my second favorite match of the night on night 1. It did start off kind of slow. But I just thought that the way the way Roman and Jay's match possessed the energy of the crowd versus how Gunther and Punk did. I think they just did better. But I really liked that match too. Again, there wasn't a match on the entire show that I didn't like. There were a couple of matches where I kind of wish someone else won, but that's all. But that's not me. That's not the same as me not liking the match. Yeah. Oh, Crown Jewel 21, Angela. Yeah. That dive against Brock was absolutely nuts. Oh, man. Lexis King just stomped on Myles' head while it was on the steps. Myles is not doing okay right now. Yeah, Tiff and Jade had a short match. Sophie, I retained the Coalition Championship. I was the only one who picked Cody to win, and that pick put me over. We were all tied going into that last match, and because I picked with my heart instead of my head, I ended up retaining the Coalition Cup. So that little JPEG file belongs to me for now. So it's all good. Roman J was your number 2. Gunther was your number 1. Okay. Also, I mean, listen, that was a great match. I absolutely loved it. Why don't you guys let me know what your favorite matches of SummerSlam were, since I haven't really I haven't talked with a lot of you guys. So would love to see what you think. Okay. Both main events, says Angela. Dossie, hey. Good to see you, man. Tyrell said, you think Jacob Fatu should win back the title because Just Alex said Jacob should win. Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to see Jacob Fatu challenge for one of the world titles. I would like to see him challenge for one of the titles at this point, and just from there challenge one of the champions. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him walk out on Friday for SmackDown and challenge Cody. But yeah, Myles Borne walks away with the victory against Lexis King. Sorry, we were having SummerSlam conversations and didn't get a lot of play-by-play in on that. But since Sophie brought it up, I will show, yes, the Coalition Cup belongs to me right now. And staying here for now. Hey, George, welcome. All right, so we'll do a recap for you guys. It was a zigzag. So now he's Baby Ziggler. Yeah, I agree with you, Angela. I think Jacob is main event ready. All right. So to catch our regulars up who haven't been here. So the first match of the night. Okay, we got Dark State cutting a promo real quick. Hold on, backstage. Something about them, by the way. Okay, the culling has taken credit for the attack on Hank and Tank from a few weeks. What? What in the world? That is the weirdest promo. So Cutler James, the one white guy in Dark State, they're all doing like Jacob Fatu style promos, yelling at the camera. And Cutler James walks up and goes, "We're going to be right up your butt." And the whole rest of Dark State is like, and they just shove him out of the way and keep doing the promo. And I'm like, I hope they're not trying to make them funny. But that was weird. Thea Hale coming to the ring, by the way. Thea Hale about to take on Nia Jax. I think Nia about to squash our favorite little bulldog from NXT. But that was so disruptive. I cannot. I mean, Dark State's causing disruption, I guess. But all right. Recap from NXT tonight so far. Opening match was Blake Monroe and Kelani Jordan. During the match, Jordan Grace arrived at the arena, charged straight to the ring, and Blake Monroe bailed out of the arena, grabbed a car out of the parking lot, and took off. Kelani Jordan won via countout. And then our second match was a tag title match between the new Chase U, who wrestled a really good but fast match against Hank and Tank. Hank and Tank successfully defended their titles. They won against Chase U. And Dark State interrupted at the end of the match, after the match was over, came and beat down all 5 guys, including Andre Chase, and threw Tank into that alley-oop powerbomb, which they just cut a promo saying, we were the ones who attacked y'all with chairs, not the culling. We're coming for those tag titles. So we can probably guess at Heat Wave at the end of the month, we're probably getting Dark State versus Hank and Tank. And now, we also teased on Impact this week. JC Jane is defending against Ash by Elegance. Okay. And then the TNA title. But Nia Jax has now entered the ring. Bell has rung. It's Nia and Thea now. And Thea's already hopped on her back and locked in a sleeper. But Nia slamming her into the corner and threw her over over her shoulder. Thea trying to be faster than Nia. Wow, crossbody, and Nia just shoves her down. Oh, elbow drop from Nia, misses. And Thea is going to try to capitalize with a standing shooting star. No, not a shooting star, moonsault. Oh my gosh. Thea's trying for a T-bone suplex. She ain't getting nothing. I have never played Crash Bandicoot, Tyrell. We got a question of the week from our mod father. Everybody jump in and give us your answers. Well, who are you going to take a frog splash from? Eddie, Montez, RVD, or Dirty Dom? Well, I'll say this. For me, probably Dirty Dom. Because Montez gets too much height on it, so he's going to crash down harder. RVD really seems to go belly first onto you, so you're probably going to feel a lot of weight. Eddie is similar to RVD, and I think he's a little heavier. And Dirty Dom doesn't really get a lot of range of motion. And then he also seems to be the lightest out of all of them, I think. So I feel like it would hurt the least with Dirty Dom. It's just my guess. And he's got all that padding on with his gear. That's my vote is Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom. Taking one from Eddie would be an honor. I agree with that. Eddie was my second choice. So yeah. A lot of votes for Eddie. Yeah, I never played Crash Bandicoot. All I really ever did was played wrestling games and GoldenEye, I think some on the Nintendo 64, which I think is what Crash Bandicoot was on. That and the PS1. I never owned a PS1, so. No, it was Banjo-Kazooie that was on Nintendo 64. Crash Bandicoot was on PS1. Yeah, I never owned a PS1, so I never played Crash Bandicoot. Although I did use the Crash Bandicoot bot in Astrobot, which is a little different. Sly Cooper, I played a little bit of that, like on like the backwards compatibility from newer PlayStations. Chance for Thea in the crowd. Yeah, so Seth Rollins' group has now got a name finally. It's been since April, and now we're in August, so it's been 4 months, but they finally have a name called The Vision. I wonder what took them so long to attach that name. Teflon Don says, I'll take it from Tez because he gets so high on it. It gives me enough time to pray that it won't hurt before he comes down. And as Tez would say, God is good. So, perhaps we'll make that work. I like your rationale, Teflon Don. You have much more positive perspective on the height that Tez gets. Could you imagine? I was sitting there wondering if Tez was going to try a frog splash off the ladder Sunday at SummerSlam. But in retrospect, I'm kind of glad he didn't. Tyrell, hype for GTA 6, man. I finally, I beat GTA 5 just, this past month. So I'm ready, man. I'm ready to play GTA 6. It's a very engrossing game, a lot of fun. Surprisingly, the story mode felt pretty quick, though, I got to admit. So I hope it's a little longer because, like, Vice City was the first GTA game I ever played, and it felt like the story mode for that game felt quite a bit of length. So I don't know. George, how's work going, man? Yeah, still in break at the moment. Also read today that today was Hulk Hogan's funeral. I saw, which I don't have any more information on, but I just heard that was happening today. Something else I saw is that Tiffany Stratton was on the Logan Paul podcast either today or yesterday. And I saw a clip about her promo with Charlotte. And she admitted that she did apologize to Charlotte for going over the line, but she also said she thought she was justified in saying it, which I honestly was surprised to hear her come out and say that. Like, she even said she looked over at, like, her PR person before she said it. So it seems like there might stay. I almost wonder if that's why we have the Charlotte and Alexa feud or storyline right now, is to keep Charlotte away from Tiffany, to keep them away from each other. Awesome, George. Well, I hope that's great. But I'm disappointed. I was disappointed to hear that from Tiffany because I don't think that Charlotte. Now, I do agree in the sort of Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels kind of way that they're both, like, very competitive and probably tried to push each other's buttons a little bit to try to get the best out of each other. But I don't think there was anything Charlotte said first that warranted that kind of personal response from Tiffany. So I'm not a fan of that. And I'm not a fan about her acting like she was right to do that. I'm not for that. George, I think if you're Lash, you got to come out and get your lick back on Nia, don't you? Hey, B, good to see you. We talking about Tiffany's lack of skills or Charlotte's lack of skills? I'm assuming we're talking about Tiffany's lack of skills when you say that. But no, y'all know I'm a little hard on Tiffany sometimes. I think she's a wonderful wrestler in the ring, but I think she's still, I don't know. She got to work on promos. She's got a catchphrase, and she got a catchphrase that's caught on with the crowd, but she needs to actually cut a promo. Tornado DDT from Thea, but man, Nia just shrugged her right off. Okay, yeah, then you and I are on the same page, B, with that 100%. Rolling senton from Thea. Thea going for a springboard, like, coffin drop. Ain't nothing Thea's doing. Thea is like, it's like watching you know what? I'm not going to compare animals because that's going to feel disrespectful, but basically a very large, dominant presence being, messed with by like a mosquito. And Thea Hale. But Thea's going for it. A&B Combos Wrestling Edition. Salute to you, my friends. Smash that like button. We need all the likes we can get around here. We need it. Oh, here we go. Time for the you-know-what-inator. And boom, bonsai. 1, 2, 3. Game over. Thea Hale, in lieu of flowers, please send your condolences to Chase University. She's standing and posing. I do wonder, like George asked, are we going to see Lash Legend? Is she coming to get another piece? Oh, wow. Thea was on the top rope, and she just grabbed her by the leg and just yanked her right off the top rope. I mean, I feel like Cool Runnings here, man. Sanka, you dead? Yeah, man. Oh, we're getting a post-ring interview with Nia. Kelly Kincaid in the ring with the mic. I impose my will.
Champion, honey. Champions, legends, Hall of Famer. What the heck do you know? Do you think you're the most dominant woman in
Oh, here comes Lash. Let me tell you what. Some of these women on the main roster need to study Nia's promo skills. She is so authentic. And she was halfway out of breath and still cut a great promo. Teflon Don, I see your comment. You'll understand that I'm not going to put it up on the screen, but I see it and I understand it, my friend. Obafemi walking around backstage. But listen, Nia just looked dead in the camera and said, you're not going to make a name for yourself off of my back. So like coming out here saying I eliminated Nia Jax in Battle Royal. It's like, girl, I've been a champion. I've beaten champions. I've beaten Hall of Famers. What have you done? And I'm like, let's go. Like, and she rattled that off so quick. Like that all felt natural. That all felt believable. That's why Nia is one of the best female promos in the company right now. I didn't say the best because Becky Lynch sure had some heat for Nikki Bella last night. But Nia is very, very good on the mic. Maybe in the running for maybe one of the best ladies, at least on SmackDown. Chelsea, I think Chelsea also has a spot in that argument as well on the main roster on SmackDown for best promo out of the ladies. But here we go. 2025, and we're praising Nia Jax on the mic and in the ring. My goodness, how far we've come. Women's wrestling. That part was just me. But yeah. Listen, Nia found her groove after the pandemic, okay? Bringing her back. She came back motivated. I don't want to hear any sass on Nia's name. She's come back motivated. She's come back aggressive. She lays her stuff in, and she also takes stuff too. You know, she didn't go in and like take liberties with talents. Like she will receive as she gives, and also not unlike the promos we were talking about before in that match. Before we saw Miss Lash Legend, Nia gives you all that sauce in her promos, and she doesn't go over the line. She don't say anything personal. She don't try to shoot with you, brother. She just keeps it real. And when you get in the ring with Nia Jax, as our friend Dave Chappelle once said, that's when keeping it real goes wrong. But yeah, Anthony, I think you're 100% right. I think if I'm predicting the card, I think we're getting Nia and Lash at Heat Wave. I think we're getting Dark State and Hank and Tank at Heat Wave. I am hoping we're getting Javon and Oba at Heat Wave. And that's 3 matches already. I imagine we could probably crank out 6 to 7 good matches, and you'll get another high quality PLE from NXT. So that'd be a lot of Blake and Jordan. Yes. Thank you, Anthony. I already forgot about that. We're continuing to set that up at the beginning of the night. Jordan and Blake. We've got Sol Ruca and Tatum Paxley tonight for the North American title. So I'm curious if that leads into something at Heat Wave as well. Do we see a title change tonight? I don't know. Which, by the way, how rude, to quote Stephanie Tanner from Full House, how rude would it be if Sol Ruca loses her North American title tonight just after they shut down Speed? They shut down Speed on Twitter. Her mama calls her Twitter. I'm going to call her Twitter. So she's no longer a Sol Ruca 2 belts because one of those belts is defunct. So she's Sol Ruca 1 belt, and she might lose that one tonight. Because I tell you what, they've been cooking something with Tatum Paxley and the Culling and Zarya and Sol Ruca. I honestly, forget about it. Give me a fatal 4-way match. Give me Sol, Tatum, Izzy, and Zarya. All of them gunning for the belt. I'm not saying you have to break up Zaruka, but man, oh man, they keep tiptoeing to the line. Jordan is pacing angry with this giant neck brace on. I think part of it's because she's sort of a petite. She's a petite but swole at the same time. I don't know how to make that like jumbo shrimp. You know what I mean? Anyway. All right. She's demanding a match with Blake. Obviously, Ava's talking. Yeah, I know Tatum is crazy, but man, she's really good technically, and they kind of ignore it. All right. Mark it down, Heat Wave. We've got 1 match down. Jordan and Blake, just like y'all called it. Tyrell, the mission I hated the most on Vice City was, I can't remember what it was called. I think it was called Bombs Away or something, but it was when you had to, I'm trying to remember. So there was the mission where you had the helicopters and you were trying to drop the dynamite at the construction site, but wasn't there one where you had to use remote control planes too? If there was that one, because there was one with remote control planes that I really hated, but I can't remember if that was Vice City or if that was San Andreas or another game. But definitely that helicopter dynamite one was awful. Yeah, so Shamanica, so last week or 2 weeks ago, they just stopped having Speed on Twitter. Like no announcement, no nothing. They just stopped shooting and recording Speed, the Twitter show. All right, Opa's coming out for a promo. The Rula.
2 weeks ago in Houston, Yoshiki and Inamura just freaked through every single thing to try to take this title.
That Briggs Inamura triple threat was really good.
Now for over 200 days,
yeah, George. I think JC Jane will have to defend there as well. Oba's asking who's going to step up. George, yeah, JC Jane's absolutely going to defend. I wonder if Jada is going to be Jada because they're kind of lining her up. But we'll see.
Superstars of tomorrow slated to main event big PLEs like SummerSlam and Royal Rumble. Look at this division now. The future is not looking very bright.
Ooh, Oba's spitting facts. Oba's sitting here saying this is supposed to be the brand of the future. Well, the future doesn't look very good. Oh, here comes Trick. Trick NA. Does Trick have a shirt on her? Oh, now Trick's ripping the John Cena heel stuff wearing his belt backwards.
You are a dog. But one thing for sure, two things for certain. People who watch the NXT know that Trick Williams is the biggest dog NXT has to offer. Let's talk about it. Trick, you come in here week after week, singing your own business every single time. Ooh, yeah. So, are you trying this hard to convince them? Or are you trying this hard to convince yourself? Now, get that.
Oh. Oba said, you sing your praises so much, you must be trying to convince yourself. Oba said, yes, like you said, let's talk about it. I love it when Oba drops the accent for a half second. It's great. Oba reminding Trick that Trick ain't never beat him. Anthony, you gonna put that out into the universe, man. You better put something on it. Oh, Anthony, I think you're right. Why can't I be the man to officially carry two brands? All right, Trick's throwing his hat in the ring. Here comes Javon. I was about to say, we ain't not getting Javon if the Undertaker told him to go smack Oba in the mouth. Javon said, yo, that's goofy as hell, boy. I see Naomi voicing you, Anthony, and all I hear is Stephanie Velcro. Oh, he said you want to go after NXT when you can barely defend the TNA title.
Mind your business while grown folk talking. All right. That's fine. So I'm going to leave you guys to sort this out for yourself.
They have done this triple threat before. It was great, but I'm surprised that they run it back.
You know what? I love that. As a matter of fact, they can have that match tonight.
Oh, Oba trying to call shots. Trick crashed it out, man. I love it.
I'm the biggest champion. Come Yoshiki.
Uh-oh, we got somebody else coming out. Moose is here. Okay. Moose from TNA. We go get Oba and Moose. Have we done Oba and Moose yet? We have. Moose, the former X Division champion, had a great match with Leon Slater at Slammiversary. Moose taking his time to get in this ring. I know this.
Tricky Williams. Tricky Night. Allow me to snap you back to reality. Because in 10 days, TNA
4 black men in the world title picture, by the way.
of the franchise. And after I take that TNA World Championship off your waist, the one name that's going to be synonymous to whooping that trick. And over. Not for 1 second think I forgot about Roadblock.
Oh, Moose calling about Roadblock. Okay, the license went out again. Dark State's here again. Oh, Dark State jumping all 4 of them. Oh, give us 4 on 4. Give us 4 on 4. I dare you. Watch out for Cutler James. He said he was going to be up y'all butt. Oh, this time the 4 main eventers said, nah. Tossed all of them over the top rope. Said, get out my ring. Bunch of rookie scrubs. Okay. Hot segment, and I don't know what we're doing anywhere. Sounds like we're getting Moose and Trick for the TNA title over in TNA soon. In 2 weeks, NXT is going to be in Philly, and then we're going to have Javon versus Trick to see who faces Obafemi at Heatwave, I'm assuming. And maybe, just maybe, we'll get a 4 on 4 here. Moose, Oba, Javon, and Trick against Dark State. And listen, there's always still whispers that Trick might be handshake working something with Dark State. Every once in a while that comes up. The lights were kind of out when that beatdown happened. I couldn't really see if anybody swung on Trick. I don't know, B. You're going to have to reinforce that ring because that's a whole lot of beef. Whole lot of beef. If it was Chipotle, they're going to have to double wrap that match. That's what they're going to have to do. They're going to double wrap, double tortilla because somebody paid for the extra steak. All I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, I don't really want Trick to be the head of Dark State. I feel like it's too many logic holes in that. From previous times they've interfered, and I don't like it. I don't like it when a guy gets beat up by his own faction to like fake something. That just makes me feel like creative wasn't actually knowing what they were doing yet, and then they try to retcon it and backtrack it. So I'm just saying, maybe it could be a thing. Don't need it to be a thing, but it could be a thing. Anyways. Yeah, so man, back-to-back weekends. Okay, so just so y'all know, Clash in Paris on Sunday. It's going to be on Sunday, August 31st, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. 11 a.m. Pacific. So Sunday morning, it'll be right in the middle of church time for Pacific people if you're going to be there. Well, Trick did seem to be working with Wesley and High Rise. I mean, yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't think they're doing anything with it. But Tyrell wants to know what I would do as NXT GM. Let's see. Yes, George, Clash in Paris will be on Peacock. Every PLE, Heatwave, Clash in Paris, Survivor Series, whatever. All those will be on Peacock. The big stuff will be on Peacock. What would I do as NXT GM? Good question, Tyrell. First thing I would do is reintroduce NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. and put some of these ladies back in tag teams, and have that going on. I would also consider an NXT specific mixed match challenge, and whoever wins it. Oh, Ariana Grace talking to Stacks. Oh, Lash and Jade still fighting through the back. Also, I find it interesting. So they had a little lower third graphic for Stacks and Ariana Grace. They labeled Stacks as the Heritage Cup champion, but Tony threw the cup over there into the river. Ren Sinclair and Charlie Dempsey talking. Ren is dressed like Joe Hendry. Okay. Hi, Rickardy. Yes, B, the cup is sleeping with the fishes. For those of you who aren't watching, Charlie and Ren were talking. Charlie's a little depressed because everybody in NQCC has left. And Ren said, "You know what I do when I'm sad?" And she sings the Joe Hendry song. And as soon as she claps, Joe Hendry literally bursts out of the refrigerator in the background. Okay, so we're going to get Charlie Dempsey and Joe Hendry next week. I kind of like Ren Sinclair and Joe Hendry together. I'm for that. Oh, gosh. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, here comes Inamura, who is going to be taking on Stacks tonight. Anyway, yeah, weird that they would call... and Stacks comes and interferes before the match starts. They label him as the Heritage Cup champion, but there is no Heritage Cup anymore. Sophie, shut your mouth. What would you do if you were GM, Sophie? All right, let's see. Tyrell, you give Jacob a rematch and book everything. Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you. Well, Stacks is wrestling really motivated, so we'll see. Keep everything the same as it is now. Well, you'd be fired because you're not doing your job. You got to do something. But I was going to say the mixed match challenge, I would do that for NXT. So that way the man and the woman from each team, whoever wins that tournament, would be the next number one contenders for those championships. So you could put, Charlie Dempsey and Ren Sinclair together. Or you could put, you could put Trick and Lash together. Anyway, you can put a lot of different people together. And whoever wins gets the title shots at the next PLE. And because the roster isn't super deep at NXT, you don't have to do, you don't have to have it like a huge tournament. You could do like 6 to 8 teams, and then you'd have like two matches each week. And then on TV, you would just have the finals right before the PLE. Stacks' pants look like weird, like baseball pants. It's strange. They kind of look like Atlanta Braves colors, which I don't love because I'm a Braves fan and I don't care for Stacks. Stacks is just mocking everything Inamura does, which is weird. And Inamura is awake and on his feet, and Nana tosses him right off the top. And boom, pounce, chops. Be like a Money in the Bank thing. Okay. Ricker yes. Ricky Saints does still go here. He a couple of weeks ago when they were in Atlanta, he had a match with Jasper Troy and he fell through the entranceway, and he hasn't been back on TV since then, if I can remember correctly. So he may be still selling those injuries. Oh, dang. Yoshi with a stiff slap right to the face. Oh. Ariana Grace is out here, and she just slapped Inamura. That's a DQ. That is a DQ. She just smacked the dude in the face. Oh, wait, who's here? Josh Briggs just showed up and booted Inamura in the face. 1, 2, 3. Stacks wins. I don't mind the story going on here, but like, freaking Ariana Grace just smacked Inamura right in the face, right in front of the ref. Like, that's a DQ. I don't even know what that is. Santino's daughter, man. Usana Magan. Oh, Ethan Page, our Canadian North American champion. They haven't been. Like, the ref had a weird, like, issue with the 3 count in the tag match earlier, too, but that match was so fast. You really didn't let it have time for that to sink in. Unreal was a lot of fun to watch as a show. It definitely gives you, you know, another side than a lot of people. Hi, Marcus Baker. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us tonight. Yeah, then a good blind ref. Yeah, listen, a blind ref or a ref where action is happening in their blind spot. Listen, that's a tough thing. You know, that's hard to you know, it's hard to pull off convincingly sometimes. You really have to be in position, you know, for all that kind of stuff. So not as easy as it looks. But yeah, so I assume Jada Parker is our next in line for JC Jane. But Lola Vice also kind of threw her hat in the ring last week as well. I'm trying to think of who else did. Kelani Jordan did, but she went one-on-one with Blake Monroe tonight. So I don't know if she's still really in the picture or not. Bobby the Brain. There you go. Felt Unreal took it too far. Ooh, but that sounds like something we should talk about on the podcast. Yeah, I feel like the Unreal, if they do a season 2 of Unreal, it'll probably be a lot of the lead up to SummerSlam. I think there will probably be probably some discussion around the Seth Rollins angle, 100%. Probably some talk about Brock. I'm interested, though, if they do that. I'm very interested to see how much they actually tell us about why they made that decision, basically. I wonder if they will have the gumption to go all the way back. Sorry, guys. I'm trying not to cough. I wonder if they will have the gumption to go all the way back and say, well, we thought we were going to have Rock and Travis Scott, and they pretty much bailed on us. You know, I mean, obviously they won't say it like that, but I wonder if they will disclose that when talking about reaching out to Brock instead and putting the title back on Cody and turning Cena babyface and all this other stuff. So I'm very curious. So we'll see. Yes, Marcus, it looked like Ariana did turn heel. Although I'll say this. I think Ariana Grace has been heel for a little while, but she's been like a cute heel, like a Chelsea Green in a way. Not even like a Chelsea Green, but sweeter than a Chelsea Green. But she just went mean out of nowhere. So it looks like they're pairing her up with Stax Lorenzo. So we'll see. Rickardy, yeah, absolutely. Eric Bischoff said that a long time ago, man. Controversy creates cash. And so yeah, we'll see what happens. I do like I'm happy with Cody being champion again, because looking back at Cena's run so far, everybody that he's faced has just been kind of like his greatest hits, like Truth and Orton and Punk and, other than Cody himself, right? And I just like if Cena had defended the title against, say, LA Knight, I wouldn't have believed for a second LA Knight had a chance against CM Punk against John Cena. But now with Cody being champion, with the right story, Drew McIntyre could challenge for the title now. Or even a face, Jacob Fatu, could challenge Cody Rhodes. I think there are more fresh matchup opportunities with Cody as champion than with Cena as champion. It's just my opinion. I don't, if you'd rather Cena still be champion, that's your preference, and we all have our preferences in wrestling. But I like the potential for where we are now. I'd love to see John and Drew. I really hope that after John does his stuff with Brock, that we get some matches with John that we never really got. Lots of boos for Ethan Page. Ethan Page is a 100% great heel, by the way. He's an excellent, excellent heel. I think he's getting shut the F up chance. Oh, hell, sorry. You know what? Good on NXT crowds, though. They're like, we're on network television. Don't say the F word. They're thinking about us at home, so our feeds don't get bleeped out. Ethan Page says he's better than Bret Hart. Oh, my. I think the Hitman would disagree. Basically taking a victory lap over beating Santino last week. Oh, he's going to sing "Oh Canada." So who's going to interrupt him? You hear Vic Joseph. Corey, sit down. Oh, Canada. Who's here? Hey, Tavion Heights is here. Fresh from his NQCC freedom. For a second, I thought he had a haircut too. But he's just got it in a bun though. Listen, Tavion and Ethan Page could have a really good match. Oh, Tavion dropping. He's an Olympic wrestler. Listen, I read Bret Hart say that CM Punk was the best wrestler, and all I could think about was how, and this is so wrong of me to do, but all I could think about was how many like AEW sickos were seething that he didn't say an AEW wrestler, because there's so many like huge Bret Hart fans in the AEW locker room that he didn't say any of them. Made me chuckle a little bit. I don't know that I'd say Punk is the best wrestler either, but anyway, makes me laugh. Jay Money, good to see you, man. Nia is on NXT because last week all the women were bragging about how they did an Evolution to try to, especially the ones in the Battle Royal, to say that they should be the next number one contender. And Lash Legend bragged about eliminating Nia Jax. So Nia Jax, they didn't sit well with her, so she showed up and beat up Lash Legend. I think Will Ospreay is a better athlete than CM Punk, but I don't think he's a better pro wrestler. Bruv. I draw a distinction between the two. Chelsea Green is here. What? What is Chelsea doing here? Big pop for Chelsea, by the way. And the Secret Harvest, too. Tavion, was it? Oh, she's out here standing for Ethan Page. I don't mind this.
You know what they say? The best American heroes come from Canada. Moral of the story?
I'm not going to give anybody a hard time who loves Will Ospreay. I'm just the kind of fan who doesn't think that you should be kicking out of like 6 Canadian destroyers in a row. That whole style of wrestling just doesn't really appeal to me. Or, well, I wouldn't say it doesn't appeal to me, but it's not what I think of when I think of the best wrestling. Because at that point, I'm like, you're just showing me how not real this all is. So that's for me. But again, I'm not telling anybody they can't like who they don't want to like.
You're so cute when you're angry, Steve. Let's say it's a good thing that I have my secret pockets here to protect me. But let's be honest, even a low-life, trashy American like yourself would never have the balls to hit a woman like me.
Okay, saying Tavion wouldn't hit a woman like Chelsea. Oh, he's like, I wouldn't. So he reaches behind her and smacks Ethan Page. He's like, I'll find a woman who will. Go get Ren Sinclair. Go get Ren. Man, oh man. Oh, I 100% believe the wrestlers have input in how those matches are done, especially over there in AEW, which is why I'd say that. And also, it doesn't matter like what company he's wrestling in, like his matches all still carry that same flair. So that's why I would say it's not just the agents there who are doing it. But again, I'm not telling anybody they can't think that he's the best wrestler. That's just why I don't. That's all. All right, so Lola and Kelani jabbering back and forth with Fatal Influence here. Oh, wow. Jasmine Nix kind of passive-aggressively booked a tag match for JC and Fallon against Kelani and Lola next week. Nia and Lash are just fighting everywhere. Like every so there's a promo and then just lashing. It's like Peter Griffin and the Chicken just coming through here, you know? Oh, we're doing Nia and Lash next week. Wow, I thought we would build that for the PLE, but I guess not. I guess we're just getting it on TV next week, y'all. Okay, and we are on commercial. They're doing the Rusev Sheamus thing. Yeah, kind of. What do you let's see. She did still have the speed title. I didn't look fast enough. I saw the North American title. But yeah. Yeah, I wonder who George will I wonder George who Tavion will end up teaming up with. Ash by Elegance is facing JC Jane on Impact this week for the TNA title. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. Gotcha, Anthony. Thanks for pointing that out. Good spotting. I don't even know who I would say is the best wrestler right now. Because honestly, I just feel like things, I don't know, I feel like my tastes change from week to week. Not from week to week, but every so often. But I think probably the wrestler that I like the most, I don't know. I don't even know who I would say it wrestles like most indicative of the style I like. I've got to think. I'll say Gunther is on the list. Like here's the thing, and I'll try to explain this. I hope it makes sense, so you guys at least know where I'm coming from. Like my favorite style of wrestling, like the speed of it doesn't really matter so much to me. It can be slow, or it can be fast. But I like the story to make sense. And when I say the story, I'm not just talking about the promos and stuff like that. But like the physical story that happens in the ring, like, you know, proper selling throughout the match. Also like, but even things like something as simple as throwing someone into the ropes. Like I like wrestlers who make it look like they're actually trying to throw them. You know what I mean? Like they just do that extra little bit of trying to actually look like they're expending energy to throw them into the ropes, rather than, okay, we're both gonna like just take off and run and barely touch each other and stuff. Like those are really small things that sound like I'm nitpicking, but when you see them next to a time where you don't see them, your disbelief is suspended just that much longer. And that's the end of the day. At the end of the day, La Primera Sophie, that's Stephanie Vicaire. At the end of the day, that is what I want out of wrestling, to be fooled just for a few minutes. Like if I'm not actively talking about what I'm seeing, that I can sit there and watch and get lost in it for a second and be like, oh man, they're really doing, you know, not like, is it a shoot, but like, it's so well executed that it convinces me it's real. All right. The 4 world title contenders, and they're arguing backstage. Here comes Ava. We're going to get this match. We're going to get this match against Dark State. Philly. All right. All right. 4-on-4 next week against Dark State and Trick and Javon, and 2 weeks at Philly. All right, and Hank and Tank will defend the titles against 2 members of Dark State at Heatwave. So at Heatwave, we've got Jordan Grace versus Blake Monroe. We've got Ricky Saints, for those who asked earlier, interview here. We've got Oba defending against either Trick or Javon, and we've got Dark State against Hank and Tank.
Absolutely. I came into NXT with the target on my back because of the hype that I had behind my name. And rightfully so, I earned all of that. But I also want to point out, too, it's not just the target, it's about jealousy as well. Somebody like Ethan Page who's jealous of who I am and what I've done. And then you have somebody like Jasper Shore that is trying to get to where I'm at. So to be kind of in between these two, yes, absolutely. The target is more than that, you know? But it also kind of shows me that there are different agendas, but the same goal.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Let's take Ethan Page for 18 years of experience. He understands that NXT is where he needs to be to get to where he wants to go. And so to do that, he has a plan. To do that, he will do anything.
I'm not sure what we're getting out of this Ricky Saints promo, or interview, rather.
You got Jasper Troy. He's young. He's angry. He has all of this rage, but he's inexperienced. He doesn't really understand what his plan is yet. He's just kind of making his way.
I don't know when it'll happen, but Ricky Saints strikes me as a more natural heel than a babyface. He's not being a heel right now, but just the way he talks, the way he walks. No, I'm just kidding. He just comes across like he could be a good heel.
And right now, Jasper Shore is in my room. And last time you saw me, Jasper Shore beat me by count against. But what you didn't see is the reserve part, the part I've been kind of holding back. And I want everyone here to understand one thing that's promised. Jasper Troy, in 2 weeks in Philadelphia, I'm promising you this. If you thought Houston was just an easy thing for you, oh my man, it gets way worse.
So I guess we're getting a Ricky Jasper rematch in Philly as well. We're going to have this whole show booked up before we get the show over with, man. All right, next week, Lash Legend and Nia Jax. That 8-man tag next week. That's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Ricky wants to be NXT champion, so maybe I feel like he's going to have to turn heel if he's going to take on Obafemi. How else could he beat him? Yep, next week, Fallon and JC versus Kelani and Lola Vice. All right. It is time. Oh, it's time for the main event. Yeah. Listen, y'all have been a great chat tonight. I feel like the show is flown by. We're already at main event time. And here comes Tatum Paxley, which, by the way, reminds me, looking at her, season 2 of Wednesday, available on Netflix this week, I believe. And she's here with Culling. Izzy Dame actually has like a culling dress on. It looks kind of cool. And unless it's some t-shirt that's been cut up to look like a dress, I don't know. But yeah, crowd's chanting for Tatum, which is interesting. And so we got Soul versus Tatum. Let's lock in those picks. Who do y'all think is taking the North American title? So, yeah, I mean, I think Tatum could do something fun with the North American title. I feel nervous about picking against Sol Ruca, though, I got to tell you, because I like Sol Ruca, but it seems like they've been high on Sol Ruca. You know what I mean? Unless they've got higher things in mind for Sol. We'll see. We shall see. I'll tell you what'll be fun is whenever they do, I was just sitting there thinking about the women's division because I was like, what if Sol loses? Like, how soon would it be before she could challenge for the world title, you know? And then I was just thinking about how, like, congested sort of the women's division is. I mean, you've got Blake Monroe, you got Jordan Grace, you got Lash Legend, you got Jada Parker, you got Lola Vice, and all these people right now with JC Jane still being the champion. And then I was like, you know what they need? I don't know what time of year. I can't remember what time of year they do it, but to do that Iron Survivor match again, they'll have some stacked. They'll have a stacked match card for that kind of match. I was about to say some stacked ladies, which I mean, maybe, but yeah, we'll see. I am surprised Blake has not openly challenged or gotten a title match yet because she's one of the only people who has flat out pinned JC Jane clean in the ring, which she did back at Great American Bash, I believe. November is when they do it, Angela. Okay. So, yeah, heading into Survivor Series, that's a great time to do it. What if they put the title on the line in the Iron Survivor match? That would be fun. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Because I was just looking at a clip from, I guess, last year's when you had Julia and Stephanie Vaquer and Roxanne Perez and Zarya. So Ruca might have been in that match. I can't remember. But, yeah, it's going to be wild. So you think Blake's going to come out on top in that feud, George? As we're coming back in. Yeah, man. So I'm excited for SmackDown this week because I got to imagine, one, we might see Brock Lesnar. We may see John Cena. We may find out what's next for Cody Rhodes, man. A lot of question marks there. Will Jacob still be chasing after Solo? And what's going to be the aftermath of that tag title TLC match? So, yeah, it should be a lot of fun on SmackDown on Friday. We'll see what comes to fruition. But as for now, we're on our way back from commercial break here shortly, and we're going to have ourselves a good time with this main event with Sol Ruca versus Tatum Paxley. Imagine she'll have Zarya in her corner, and of course the rest of the culling in Tatum Paxley's corner. And are we going to be in for heartbreak, or what's going to happen? Oh, that's right. Triple Mania is next weekend. I'll be streaming that here, a live watch along, because it's going to be on WWE's YouTube page. So we'll be able to all watch that for free. It'll be 6. Wait a minute. 6 p.m.? Okay. But yeah, I got to see that Fatal 4-Way match with the King OL Grande, Dragon Lee, and Dirty Dom. All right, this is the Philly show. Javon Evans and Trick Williams with whoever's going to number one contendership on the line for Heatwave. Jasper Troy and Ricky Saints in a rematch in Philly as well. In Philly. All right, here comes the champion. Here comes Sol Ruca. Honestly, I kind of love her entrance too. Okay, she is still wearing the speed title. Okay, Zarya just picking her up and carrying her to the ring. She's just going to keep wearing that speed belt, man. Okay, good for her. Oh, they made PLE's 2-night events on Universe mode. I love that. Okay, I'm going to have to check that out. All right, we're getting the special ring announcing. You like Will Ospreay? Dulcie likes Will Ospreay. Very entertaining. He's great. I just don't think he's the best wrestler in the world. He's personally a value psychologist. Yeah, Dulcie. I mean, I'm similar to you. He's not. I think too. We collectively, as a wrestling community, need to work on providing a space where, like, it's not blasphemy for us to have a certain preference over what kind of wrestling we like better, and allowing other people to have their preference that they like as well, you know? So yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people think Will's the best, and I can see why, because he can do some incredible things, but his particular approach doesn't always check the boxes that I look for and what I really enjoy in wrestling. But he does for some people. So that's all good. We'll never really have a full consensus. I mean, even in the 80s, you had Hogan guys, Warrior guys, Flair guys, Savage guys, like, and all those guys wrestled kind of similar styles to a degree. So, you know, it's all cool for us to have our favorites. And we don't really need to judge others for that. Unless your favorite is Tiffany Stratton. I'm just kidding. Okay. Tatum going for it here in the opening minutes here of the match. Sol Ruca wrestling with Vans on? Come on, girl. I mean, I know Cena wrestled with the Reebok pumps. Hey, I got you, B. I love that about Roman. You know what? I love Bianca. I mean, I think she's the best. I love Bianca. I love Io. You know, and like, you know, back in the day, the Ricky Steamboats, the Randy Savages, those guys, they were awesome for me. So yeah, I love for us to all have our favorites, because, you know, why would everybody want the same flavor of ice cream? Oh man, Sol Ruca just straight out stretching Tatum Paxley. Oh, and lands on her face. Shotgun drop kick from Sol Ruca. Are they okay? I was about to get really mad, but I'm gonna say something. They're doing the wave right now in this match. But then it just dawned on me. Sol Ruca's the surfer girl. So doing the wave in her match is actually pro Sol. So I'm okay with that. That's not bad. Oh my gosh. Y'all don't be getting each other in trouble. Oh my gosh. Sol Ruca with a moonsault out to the floor, wipes out all of the culling, and almost hits the table with the title belt on it. And her and Zarya do a little chest bump as we go to commercial. Cena and Cody confirmed for Friday, Angela. Okay. And by the way, welcome again, Angela. So glad to have you with us for NXT tonight. Thanks for joining me. And nice to meet you from Just Alex's channel. Really happy to have you here. We do this every Tuesday. Here it comes. Here we go. Roman ain't checking for nothing but blood in his stool after that spear and those tsunamis. I mean, B, how can a man check all your boxes if he don't even wear shoes? If he ain't even got no shoes, Lieutenant Dan. But you know what? To each their own. She like a barefoot tribal chief. It's fine. You know, it is what it is. Oh man, Roman need to be wearing Crocs next week. I know that's what it is. Checking his closet for another pair of Jordans. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, y'all crack me up. I love it when wrestling's a fun space for us to just laugh together. All right, kick by Tatum. Tatum going for that pin, but only getting 2. Man, oh man. There we go. Woo, boy. By the way, everybody, while we've got the coalition all in one space right now, next Tuesday, if I'm correct, I stand to be corrected by A or B. I believe we'll have another episode of A&B Combos Wrestling Podcast that we should be recording this weekend. So there should be plenty of exciting things to chat about, considering all that's happened in the past week in the wrestling world, all the returns and developments and shoe jackings and all kinds of things. So we should have a good, healthy, productive, entertaining discussion. So if you're into that, make sure subscribe to be a member for A&B Combos Wrestling Edition, and you'll be able to see the podcast, our beautiful faces. Otherwise, if you're not a member, what's your problem? But no, I'm just kidding. If you're not a member, you can also get it on wherever you get your podcast. So anyway, that's my plug for the A&B Combos Wrestling Podcast. I got to admit, George, I'm inclined to agree with you. I'm still watching during the commercial break right now. I feel like Soul and Tatum usually have better chemistry than this. Maybe it's because they're one-on-one and it's not in a tag match format. Or maybe it's just because the chat is more entertaining than the show tonight. I mean, that's not bad about the chat. Not bad about the show. It's been a really good show. But you guys have just been off the chain tonight. So it's great. We're back. And, oh, man. Northern Lights suplex turns into a DDT, and Tatum only gets 2. Oh, boy. Man, that nasty neck breaker earlier from Tatum Paxley. I'll tell you what, the NXT crowd is 100% into this match, though. And, a present crowd and an active, communicating, involved crowd can always boost up the quality of a match, too. You know we are, B. You know we are. We always bring the entertainment. We put the E in WWE. There's dueling chants between women's wrestling and NXT. Hey, J.R. Dugan, good to see you, brother. We're at the main event right now. Sol Ruca defending the North American title against Tatum Paxley. Both Zarya and the rest of the culling are all at ringside for this. All right, Sol. All right, kick to the stomach. And then knee to the face, chop. Yeah, Tatum has been great. I mean, when she gets room to work, she's doing a lot of stuff. So, and then Sol Ruca just evading now with a big jumping neck breaker from Sol. Charging to the corner. Oh, she's got her. Okay, piggyback style, slams her on the back. Jackknife pin only gets 2. Man, a stiff knee from Sol Ruca. She put some stank on that one. Totally rickety. Totally. Shamanica, at worst, Tatum is a heel, and at best, she is a deceived babyface. Like, Tatum's story is she's been looking for friends all this time. And Soul and Zarya tried to be her friend, but, you know, they had a lot of matches where, like, one person got confused with another person is. But Izzy has gotten the culling to basically pretend to be her friend and bring her in. So she has aligned with the culling, but she's still acting the same, if that makes sense. But she believes the culling are all her friends now. So technically she's a heel, but she doesn't really do a lot of heel things. She just hangs out with heels. You know, kind of like how your mama would be like, you know, you are who you hang out with. Like, that's kind of what Tatum is right now. I don't want to say your mom. I mean, just like generally speaking, because my mom would say that to me too. You are who you pick, the friends you pick, you know. Sympathetic heel. That's a good descriptor, Dawsey. Uh-oh. Sunset flip powerbomb from Soul to Tatum. Wrestling is a really weird say nothing about nobody's mama, B. Oh, Soul Ruca gets just Goldberg herself on the post. 1, 2, only 2 from Tatum. I was gonna say wrestling is a weird industry, and it's like it's kind of like the better you are at your job, sometimes the worse shot you have. Oh man, okay, yeah. Countered Tatum suplex into a pinning combination, but only got 2. It's like the better you are at your job, sometimes the lower they put you on the card so you can make everybody else look better because you're the only one who's competent enough to do that. Backflip off the top. Soul lands on her feet, charges Tatum in the corner, puts her on the top turnbuckle, slap, kick to the head. Okay, here she comes. Going to springboard off the top. Oh! Soul falls off the top rope. Nothing left to say but a botch there, unfortunately. But Soul pops right back up. Crowd's chanting one more time. They're so encouraging. All right. See, these are the kind of spots I don't care for, where they're having to be really careful with each other. They're both standing on the top rope. Standing on the rope. Tatum. Oh, Tatum. Diamond cutter? Neck breaker? Off the top rope. After hitting her with a headbutt. Oh. Whoa, Shawn Spears is trying to help Tatum cheat. And Izzy Dame stopped her and said, don't do it. But Nia Jax and Lash Legend are fighting now in the aisleway. Tatum has picked up the Barbie doll. They're trying to separate Nia and Tatum. Zarya is distracted by Lash and Nia. Tatum holding the doll. Soul getting to her feet. The ref is distracted. Oh my gosh. Lash Legend just speared Nia Jax through the barricade. Soul Snatcher onto Tatum. 1, 2, 3. Soul defends the title. I thought they were about to call off the pin because Soul picked up the Barbie doll when she went for the pin. And the ref was looking at it, but he still counted the 3 count. Man, that was wild. Like, that was so chaotic at the end. It felt like, okay, it wasn't 100% like, but it felt like the ending of an Attitude Era level Raw or SmackDown. There's so many intertwining stories happening at the same time. You had tension between Shawn Spears and Izzy Dame. You had tension sort of between Izzy and Tatum with the doll. You had Soul and Tatum in the match. You had Lash Legend and Nia Jax fighting at ringside. And then you had Zarya getting distracted by Nia and Lash. And the culling just in shock. Izzy is holding Tatum, consoling her. Shawn Spears is staring at Izzy disapprovingly while holding the doll. Sol Ruca won. Lash Legend holding her arm. She's still laid out. Her and Nia are both laid out selling. And Sol out here standing tall with both belts, and Zarya smiling at her, showing her off. And that is NXT. Whew. Man, that was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. That was a great show. Leave your ratings in the chat. I would give tonight a 9, man. Like, they tried to make everything feel hot. And it was just absolutely on fire. And you know what I love? One of the things I love about NXT, if this is one of your first times coming in with me and being a part of the show, something I love about NXT, and I guess I should be praising Shawn Michaels as well, kind of like being over the creative, is they seem to find room for everybody on the show. And then when I say everybody, I mean like every division. Very rarely do you hear people complain, oh, why wasn't this person on NXT this week? You almost always get a story about the world title, about the North American title, about the women's North American title, about the women's world title, and about the tag titles. You have 5 titles in NXT, and they all get shine every week. And not only do they tell a story this week, but then they set you up for next week, or like we saw for tonight, they set you up for the next 2 weeks, and sometimes even book a match for the PLE. So, like, whoever is like organizing how they plan things out at NXT, like, Hunter should pay attention to those people. And maybe it's because NXT is only one show a week and it's only that 2 hours, except when they do PLE. So maybe it's just more manageable because it's not this huge multiple show thing. But I tell you what, man, they hit the sweet spot with booking time every week, and everybody on the roster gets utilized. Like, if they're not in the ring, they're on a promo backstage. And if they're not giving the promo, they're on screen. Like, you will see them. And I don't think any major wrestling promotion is doing that right now, like NXT. Everybody else, just about everybody else, I don't know so much about TNA, but everybody else always gets a complaint about, where is this guy? Where is that woman? Why aren't you using them? Why aren't you doing that? And like, NXT, you'll never say this person's not on TV. I'll say that. You might be like, why doesn't this person have a title shot? Or why does JC Jane still have the belt? I ask that question sometimes myself. But NXT does a wonderful job of really balancing all of their talent, lifting people up, developing people who need what it is, and all that stuff. So anyways, yeah. So great show. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this. If you're, absolutely, Shamanica. Dijak is a great example. Baron Corbin. Remember when they sent Baron Corbin down and him and Braun Breaker were a tag team for a little while? Like, he got revitalized down there. Like, people get rehabilitated when they come down to NXT for a little while too, because they book everyone really well. Like, very rarely do people get squashed. You know what I mean? Which is really great. All right, B, thank you so much for being in a part of the chat. I'll catch up with you guys later about the next podcast episode, which you guys need to keep an eye out for. Also, tomorrow, I'm going to broadcast another 2K tournament. Tomorrow, we're going to handle the 2002 era undisputed title. Angela, man, I wish they would do something with Cross. Clearly, he's got some cachet with the crowd right now. And I think he could totally, I would love to see him and Scarlett show up to step to Obafemi. Like, the crowd would be into that. They'd be absolutely into that. And that match would deliver. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody. I'll try to put a poll on later tonight for the Mark moment of the evening. And until next time, do not forget to be a mark. This is what we say here in Marked by Wrestling every single time. Don't forget to be a mark, because being a mark just means you believe, and believing makes wrestling better. Love you guys. So thankful for all that you do being a part of this channel. Please keep watching. Please please keep hanging out, and I will see you guys tomorrow streaming some WWE 2K, and hopefully see you on Friday for SmackDown for part of the show as well. Hey, see you guys.